Consensual Non-Monogamy by Jill Baxter and Hunter Rivera. Consensual non-monogamy is an umbrella term referring to the variety of ways that partners can pursue sexual and emotional intimacy outside of their partnerships. Partners will discuss in depth what they are okay with each other doing in other relationships. Setting boundaries and maintaining respect are the two most important aspects that will make non-monogamous relationships succeed. And it is not as uncommon as one would think. Around 4% of couples in the U.S. participate in non-monogamy. This means about 2.8 million couples. There are three main categories of non-monogamous relationships, and the first is swinging. Swinging is when committed couples swap partners with another couple, or sometimes it can mean that a couple will include another couple in their sex lives. Boundaries are different for every couple. Some prefer to play together, and others prefer to be separate. It is all about communication. Delilah and Sebastian have been married for 3 years. They are committed and faithful to each other. But after watching the TV show You, they started wondering about becoming swingers. After using a dating app to find another couple interested in swinging, it was time to set some boundaries. Delilah and Sebastian decided that they wanted to swap partners with another couple, but they still wanted to be in the same room as each other so that everyone was as equally involved. The second type is an open relationship. This is a strict agreement between two committed partners that allows each partner to pursue sexual and emotional connections with other people outside of their relationship. Macy and Kate have been together for 5 years. They are very content with each other and love each other very much, but they have decided that they want to have an open relationship. They decide that they want to explore other relationships outside of just them two. Kate goes on dates with other people, which could lead to another relationship or just a sexual/emotional connection. And Macy has no interest in having a sexual relationship with other people, but she does like having someone to go with her to pottery classes each week and someone she can go on spontaneous dates with. The third type is polyamory. Polyamory is when each partner, or just one partner, has an ongoing sexual or emotional relationship/relationships outside of the original established partnership. A lot of communication is required for polyamory to work, and all parties must be aware that this is the case. Jess and David have decided to become polyamorous. They have decided that they want a girlfriend. After looking on a dating app and disclosing that they were a couple looking for a girlfriend, they met Sam. Sam started dating David, and she was also dating Jess. They all decided that they wanted to be in a 3-person relationship, which could also be called a throuple.
Honey, for many younger people like Willow, the answer is no. Instead, they are choosing polyamory, which means having multiple emotional and romantic partners at the same time. This has been a journey for you, Miss Willow. How did you make this decision?
With polyamory, I feel like the main foundation is the freedom to be able to create a relationship style that works for you and not just stepping into monogamy because that's what everyone around you says is the right thing to do.
Right.
So I was like, how can I structure the way that I approach relationships with that in mind?
Yeah.
Also, doing research into polyamory, the main reasons why monogamous relationships or why marriage, why divorces happen is infidelity.
Yeah. For somebody like me, it feels like it's really all just centered around
I mean, I'll give
sex.
you an example. Let's say you haven't always been the kind of person that wanted to have sex all the time, but your partner is.
Right.
Are you going to be the person to say, you know, just because I don't have these needs, you can't have them either?
Right.
And so that's kind of one of the reasons why I actually was interested in poly, because I was introduced to it through kind of a non-sexual lens.
Right.
Okay.
In my friend group, I'm the only polyamorous person, and I have the least sex out of all of my friends. So how did you feel when I told you that I was polyamorous?
When you were like, hey, this is my get down, I was like, I totally get it. Wanting to set up your life in a way that you can have what it is that you want. I think anything goes as long as the intentions are clear. You know what I mean?
To everyone involved, and to yourself.
Really more to yourself than anything, right?
Yeah.
And I know that there's a lot of beauty that sits outside of the conventional boxes.
Let's not negate just the simple, because there are.
So I really like this video because it sheds light on how not all non-monogamous relationships are about sex. Willow explains that they learned about being poly through a non-sexual lens, and for them personally, it is about figuring out what kind of relationship dynamic suits them. And with a polyamorous relationship, you're able to get your needs met through multiple partners and not just rely on one. So some pros and cons. Pros would be it does not demand strict and emotional exclusivity on their romantic partner. Flexible way to figure out what type of relationship suits you. Non-monogamous couples tend to have high or higher sexual satisfactions in relationships. And some cons would be society is not accepting of non-monogamy. Individuals engaged in consensual non-monogamy face broad and potential harmful experiences of sexual stigma. And they also can face discrimination, which has led to psychological distress and poor health outcomes.